Okay, I think we are here, and this is Coach Jim Stroker. And
Hmm.
today I have two of the most incredible people that I have ever met. Cross my heart, I'm putting my hand on my heart, cross my
Yeah.
heart and hope to die. Two of the most
Yeah.
incredible people that I've ever met in my life. They're not only special human beings, but they have been placed on this earth, I really believe, to change others' lives. And I met Maya through Allie, my daughter, who some of you know, and Maya has worked with Allie and given her the greatest gift that anyone can give someone else: encouragement. So she gave Allie the encouragement. Then Allie encouraged me to reach out to the person who she most looks up to, and that's this incredibly handsome young man
Oh, thank
below.
you.
Yeah. Well, actually, he couldn't come, so we brought Ben in instead. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
No, no, no. But the great Ben McDonald and Maya McDonald. So first of all, let me just welcome everyone, and I'll start off with Ben. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. It's Friday. Everything's good. How about you?
I'm in, as I say, I'm in heaven before heaven because I'm with you guys.
Oh,
And Maya, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, rainy day, but I get to be with you guys. And I will also just insert that also your daughter Allie offered me all of the things you said as well. Just want to give her a little credit too here.
Well, I love it. Well, Maya and I have interesting stories, but the story that I'm most intrigued by is the story of Ben McDonald. And Ben, do you want to fill us in a little bit on your story? And you can even, which I think is kind of cool, start it like a little bit of your growing up, what it was like, and then take it into the threshold when you walked into the dark cave and you got a chance to be the hero of your own life.
well, I born and raised in New York and with my sister, and I didn't really think anything of it, and kind of just thought, it is what it is. I thought have um like kids grow up and they do it in that picture. But then when I around October around August, I think, or no, around April, and around that time, I was like, what's going on? And it turns out that it was a glioma, and in my brain, and it was, I didn't know what the fuck what a glioma is. I didn't know what it was, and so I spent the time telling friends and telling family, and to just tell them, like, let them know, because this is what it is. This is something, a big deal to them, and it wasn't a big deal to me, but it is a big deal, and so I kind of went. I threw it myself out there, and lately it's been some time that I've not been telling them. I've been kind of
Right.
keeping it to myself, but I think that it's 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 an important thing.
Yeah. So Ben, how old are you now?
I just turned 31. September 30th.
So you're 31 years old, you're walking around town, you've
Yeah.
got a regular job, you're a regular guy. All of a sudden, bang, the universe offers you this gift of this glioblastoma, correct?
Yeah.
A brain tumor.
Yeah.
And then you went through chemo and radiation?
I'm still in chemo and not in radiation, and I'm still every 2 weeks. Every two
Yeah.
weeks.
So like thousands of people have glioblastomas, correct?
Yeah, I think it's less heard of because everybody, but it's there.
But if I find out tomorrow, I'm 31, that I have a glioblastoma, I'm probably going to be scared shitless.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be shaking and saying, what the F? I mean,
Yeah.
what is, I don't know if I can do this. And that's the reason I wanted everyone to see you, because
Yeah.
you are now, since April, out. You've been through all that, what the fuck, where am I?
Mm.
And then you found something that Maya and I just see in you. You found this tremendous spirit, this hope, this incredible courage that I'm not so sure you even knew that you had.
I still don't know.
But and you bring joy into every day. You bring purpose and meaning. So if I was at the front end of this journey and I saw a guy like you and heard you, it would give me strength to think I could do it. So how the hell have you done it? What's been your recipe? What's your special secret sauce that makes you able to get up every day and put on this amazing smile?
And during the global pandemic, just to add.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Let's put that on top. Right.
Important detail.
Yeah. I don't know. I just keep moving. I got nothing else to do but to keep moving. And I like the global pandemic is kind of nice. It means that nobody's there. So I can, yeah, I mean, I find the positive in everything. You know, I really do. And hopefully yet I have not found the negative, but we'll see. We'll see.
So are there days that you give up your hope, and then what do you trigger? What's your trick to take you out of that fear-based thinking where you're laying there on the couch going, I'm screwed here. And all of a sudden, as you just said, Coach, I just move. I do something. And does that dissipate, melt the fear?
Well, it does. In the end, you know, like you talked about it, the neutral mindset,
Thinking,
and I really try and embody that, because honestly, it's like either you're home and you don't want to watch anything, you know, you like you want to. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah, just put it that way. Or it's great, like the perfect everything, and you're gonna be cured tomorrow. And like it's really that middle ground that matters most. That will, you know, I'm gonna have those moments. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But to like meditate, to middle, to it's something. It really helps.
Yeah. So every week I talk to you, you get just a little bit better, little bit better, and you make those incremental gains every week. What makes you believe that you're going to beat this?
I don't even believe I'm going to beat it. I don't care whether I'm going to beat it. I'm going to work. I'm going to work. I need to work my ass off to get this done. You know, like I don't care. I don't care if it's the savior or whatever. I need to work. So that's my answer is yeah.
So really, you know, according to the experts, all fear and anxiety is wanting something that's out of your control. So what you're saying to us and to everyone is you can't control what's going to happen. So why the hell should I worry about it? The only thing I can control is today and now. And today and now, look at you. You're as vibrant, alive, energized, enthusiastic as anyone I've met in the middle of COVID with a glioblastoma, because you're not worrying so much about what's out of your control. And I think that's one of your greatest gifts.
Thank you.
So and on a lighter note, I know you've done some modeling.
Oh, yes.
So you got to be one of the handsomest 31-year-olds. So what do you do to look so good?
Well, honestly, I just sit there. I just sit there and I just hope for the best. I have a fancy hat, and and glasses.
Many colors, yeah.
Yeah.
How many
I
colors?
love it.
And I have a beautiful sister to support me and like honestly, she was there the entire time. I was so I was like, yeah, take the picture, you know, and then she's there, to inspire me, and so I was a little bit of something.
Yeah. So I can still, in Maya, I'm throwing questions and you can jump anytime you want, but like the highlight of my life has been watching Allie roll out on the Tony stage and accept that Tony and say that this award I'm receiving is for every child, every kid that's watching me today with a disability, a limitation, or a challenge that's been waiting to see themselves represented in this arena. This award's for you. And what happened was, like 2 days later, all these little kids that are in wheelchairs watching her roll out said, that's me. I can be her now. And they gave everyone who maybe had lost hope, hope and a dream. And that's what you are. You're living each day alive and someone who is a model. Like you can, and you can't tell me, Ben, I'm going to debate you. I'll bring my sword up here. You can't fight me and tell me. The more you believe, the more energy you have, the more you give to others, the more chance you're going to have of staying alive forever, because the universe needs you as a helper, a healer, and someone who is a model of courage and strength. Would you agree with that?
I mean, yes, you put it very like what's the word? Like
Bluntly?
Say what?
Boisterous, blunt,
Yeah,
braggadocious.
beautiful as you put it beautifully. I mean, like I think that there's no way that I can stand myself up to her level, because I admit that, but I honestly like she has, like, the fact that she sat up there and said those things, but even like the fact that she still does what she does, like, it's pretty amazing. And so yeah.
Ben, you're every, believe me, I'm Allie's dad. You're another form of Allie Stroker. And most people would say, if I was in Ben's situation, I'd have my head under the covers. And you're not there. So Joseph Campbell said that everyone has that hero's journey, that hero in their unconscious mind. And everyone's given nothing that they can't handle. But you're marching into that dark cave and you are just slaying the dragons day in, day out. And you are marching, and one day you're going to march out of that cave and you will be wiser than you've ever been. And then you'll be giving this gift to everyone. So what's the one word you have tattooed on your right forearm that gives you the strength and courage to go on every day? What's the one word you go back to?
Just like my dog. I don't know how to do it, to say it. Hold on. I do it, like, I just, like, I hate to bring up a Nike commercial, but just do it. Like, honestly, even if you do it wrong, even if you're wrong, and it's doing it. You're learning. You're doing it new. You're doing it old. You're doing it. Just do it. Like, that would be tattooed on my. I don't have a tattoo, so
They say, Ben, fear can't catch a moving target. Fear loves stagnation. Fear is like, oh, good, I got Ben. He's sitting on the couch like this. He's overthinking. Fear hates moving targets like you.
yeah.
Like, you're making stuff happen, and fear's like, no, oh no, we don't want any part of it. So this is one of your recipes. you just keep going. You said it,
Yeah.
And I think even with I just wanted to bring up with which is actually something I connected with Ali about when we, this sort of stamina and the way in which one has to focus what doctors say and how they say it, and what I think has been a really inspiring part of your journey, and what I think a lot of people would learn so much from is sort of how to move within that world and to find the people that are meant to be on your team.
Great point.
And I think that's something that in our country to begin with, people don't know. And I know that our family, I don't think in the beginning were really as empowered to say like, well, this is what this doctor is saying. Let's do our own research. Let's find new opinions. Let's find, or even just new energies, because it's like, who is on your team, as Jim would say, supporting you is so much about how, you move on your journey and how you heal. And I think that was a huge turning point in many moments of just, the things that, we didn't find out from doctors, that you and your friends, were like, well, we found this person in this part of the world that's using this treatment, and, we found this doctor. Like, I think that's something that's, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think that's something that,
that's a great point.
More people should know. And I think people who have spent more time in hospitals have learned how to think of doctors and the way that they speak and what they let in. And I think that I'd love to hear anything you want to share about that.
Well, you're asking me.
Yeah. You see
I don't know. I think that there's hard times. There are times that I fight with everybody. Like, I mean, like, you don't see it because or you do see it actually. You saw it the other day. I yelled at you. I was like, because I was cranky and I wanted to be alone and I wanted, but that is, you know what, that's a moment in time that I think everything, I don't know, it really sucked. It was apparent, but nothing's going to be perfect and nothing's going to be the way that you want it to be, but you have to persevere and you have to go further, and hopefully you're going to find something on the other side. I mean, like you are going to find something on the other side. I shouldn't say hopefully, but you're going to be on the, I can't tell you, I didn't think that there was going to be anything positive. Like, I thought it was going to be the worst, but even through the, I have people like you and Maya and everybody that really makes you want to do it. You want to work harder,
It's great. It really works both ways. It's like a pitch and catch game. I always say, I've had a full week. The best part of my week is always one 45-minute time period, and that's to be around you, because I get so much from you. So helpers really love it, but helpers get a lot back too. So this was my dream with this thing. If you could lean in a little closer, like lean in. And my dream is that there's a 12-year-old kid right now out in Texas. There's a 14-year-old little girl in Nicaragua. There's some young person that is scared out of their mind that needed to hear from someone who's not only surviving but thriving during this challenge. Someone who could give me hope and inspiration. Someone who could say, you can do this, because I know where you are, and believe me, you can make it. So give us your your best Ben stuff to someone who might be going, I needed this so much today?
I would, first of all, I would like to talk to them, but because you know what, like it's a tough life. It really is. I don't know what they're going through. I can't imagine. I have no idea in this story. Like, I don't know. But that is the difference. You know, like they have their own story. They have their own play, and so I would be there. I would be there to listen for sure, hands down. Like, just be quiet, just listen. But then, you know, tell them, like, I would stay on the neutral side. But you know what? Like my positivity, I want to give it to them, and I want them to like they're not going to be positive. They're not going to. They're not going to. They're going to have a tough time. But I'm going to be there, and we're going to be there together, and we're gonna, or she's going to be there by herself, and you know what? Like, we can do it.
So let me untangle all this. So you're offering your services as a coach, as a mentor, as a spiritual guider during this time period. Are you putting yourself out there as a coach?
Oh yeah, I think it would help me as much as it would help them. Are you kidding? Like it would be, I would be in somebody's life, you know, like I don't see any negativity, positive, like I don't see any. I see it as a positive, you know, like, you know, we got something to work on together.
So how does someone get in touch with you?
Pick up the phone. No, they can email me. MacDonald PP is
So go slow on that. MacDonald, MACDONALD dot
BP
NPeary, yeah.
at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. So MACDONALDBP.
Yep. At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. So they can locate you. So email you, and then you'll get back to them. And
Yep.
oh, that's perfect. Thank you, Maya. That helps. And then you know what? These things are amazing. Somebody has an idea like you did.
Mm-hmm.
You put it out to the universe, and then things happen, and some amazing things can happen. And you know, well, first of all, Ben, you know, I say this to you every week. Thank you, and being your friend and coach, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Maya, for giving me the opportunity to be around the most inspirational guy that I know. And Maya, any closing comments from you?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, no, it's really, I think what happened when I connected with Jim, and that, you know, before connecting him with Ben, was really like to have support for the hope that Ben helped me, you know, have and want to find more of, you know. And I think creating, you know, support and structures and mantras outside of the everyday of living in one's, you know, life and body, you know, I think that's been so incredible, because going through, you know, situations like we're all going through as a world right now it's like Ben says, is like it's really hard to feel positive and 100% every day, and to, you know, build a team, you know, that you have helped us do, Jim, with, you know, support to, you know, charge up that hope every day and live in it as much as we can, has been just really life-changing.
Right, so we're going to create an intention, a vision, that 1 month from now, we're going to be on this Zoom call.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got 15 people from around the world interacting in a support group led by Ben McDonald, and we're going to be giving hope and offering support to that group. So let's close our eyes for a minute, see that, feel it, and then send it out to the universe to do its job. And then almost like magic, voila, all we need is a start, get a little momentum like a snowball, and we're going to make a real impact. And the key to the whole thing is one guy, Ben McDonald, because he is leading by example as a model. And every single day, his actions are the energy that'll bring people together. So I thank you, Ben, for being who you are. I thank you, Maya, for your love and kindness. And we will put this baby out. I'll get it on tape, and then I'll send it to you two. And then we can do our own little Facebook. I'll send it to Allie. That means 50,000 people. And all of us can do our little tribes. And then I'll bet you $100 by next week we've got the start. I think we will.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you so much. You are incredible. And we'll be back in touch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Talk to you soon.
Stop recording.